Tadeusz Dabrowski, occupation labourer, age 27. Like Atlantis. Tadeusz Dabrowski loves his job. Most people back home find that hard to understand. What's the love, they wonder, about doing the same thing over and over again? What's so great about intense, dirty, repetitive physical work in all weathers? Boiling in summer, freezing in winter. Maybe it's something to be endured for the sake of a weekly pay packet. Certainly it's no cause for celebration, let alone something to wax lyrical about. But there was always something odd about Tadeusz. When he was a child in Poland, Tadeusz read stories about faraway lands where the streets of the cities were paved with gold. He imagined himself strolling these gleaming boulevards as if he owned the place. Now that he's come to England, he's had to revise these fantasies. Rather than striding the capital's pavements like a prince, he is burrowing under them like a mole. Tadeusz works for a company that has been subcontracted to help replace the city's Victorian water supply. Inch by painstaking inch, street by street, the 100-year-old lead and iron infrastructure is being excavated and replaced by blue plastic piping that will last 1,000 years. Assuming that there is any water left 1,000 years from now, thinks Tadeusz. It's a massive engineering project of enormous logistical complexity in a city choked with traffic and commerce and hardly enough room to park another truck. But at its heart are a few simple physical operations that need to be repeated again and again and again. Tadeusz is a member of a gang of 6 operating in one of the city's northern suburbs. Every few weeks they turn up in a new street, take it to pieces, and put it back together in a series of well-rehearsed moves. Every pavement has to be dug up, and every pipe connecting every house to the 4-inch cast-iron main that runs down the middle of the street has to be located and exposed. Then, all those pipes have to be torn up to make room for their plastic replacements, the holes filled in again, and the pavements relaid. Of course, there is high-tech equipment on site, acetylene torches, hydraulic rams, and so on, but in essence, this is a project about digging holes, and then more holes, and then filling them in. The foreman has demanded a minimum of 3 holes a day per man, with what he calls a stretch target of 4. They say it can't be done. He says it might be worth a try, see how you go. Tadeusz thinks he could probably dig 6, but he also knows that this would not be exactly popular with his workmates. So far they have accepted his presence and broken English among them with relative good humour, but he knows enough about them to know that they would hardly tolerate such excessive zeal. So, he has learned to control his desire to dig, to work less effectively than he could, to stay in the moment, and not get carried away. What he likes most of all is the first time he drives in his spade to start a new hole. He loves the way it slices through the sandy, friable topsoil. Each new hole is a journey. Under the tarmac, there's a layer of pale grey hardcore, and under that a foot or so of brick rubble in autumn colours of red and purple and gold. Who would have thought that there were so many broken bricks in the whole world? Once you get through the rubble, you're into the dense clay which appears to go down forever. Metallic blue, slate grey and violet, the colours of thunderstorms. The clay is massive and ominous and soaking and threatens to pull you down. It's so malleable that your spade leaves images of itself around the edge of the hole. Secretly, Tadeusz carves his initials with his finger into the side of every hole he digs. When the hole is filled in, his name will still be there, safely underground. As he digs, he tries to keep thinking about his wife and children back home, of what they are doing at this moment, and what they are doing with the money he is sending, of the wheat fields and plum orchards of the Opole province. But his attention keeps wandering back to what he's doing. He is an explorer, an archaeologist, a paleontologist, on the lookout for finds. Something more exciting than the few coins, the blackened roots and corroded jumbles of metal, the purpose of which has long been forgotten, which every street yields. Tadeusz dreams of making a major find. Roman coins, Celtic talks in solid gold, a silver Viking bowl with scenes of feasting engraved on the rim, the complete fossilised skeleton of a new species of dinosaur. Perhaps there's a druid burial under this remarkable street. A chamber in which the original occupant turned to dust 1,000 years ago, filled with the artifacts of that person's life, a sword, a drinking cup, beads, a wooden bowl. Maybe there's a whole forgotten civilization down here. Like Atlantis, not under the sea, but under the lowering clouds of clay. Thaddeus writes letters home to his wife and children, telling them of these dreams. He thinks how proud they will be when they read in the paper that he has made a major discovery. That, while labouring in the city's streets, he has found enough treasure to fill a huge new gallery in the British Museum. He knows exactly how he will feel when he hears the thud or clink as his spade encounters gold or stonework. How he will bend down and clear away some of the loose earth with his fingers, careful not to damage what he has found. How he will then straighten up, brush his hair out of his eyes with that muddy hand, climb out of the hole, and modestly tell his workmates what he has found.